I want to tell you about how I weaponize my own vices so that they actually become a positive for my self-improvement journey. If you boys don't know, my name is Sam Harborne, and my mission is to help as many young men out of life's trenches as humanly possible with daily uploads onto my YouTube channel here. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure you smash a subscribe button. And join the Discord server. It's a link below, completely free, over 2,000 young men on self-improvement. Now guys, we're not perfect. None of us are perfect. We all have our own vices. The difference between men who aren't successful and successful men is twofold. One, successful men will acknowledge when something is a problem, okay? So when I say on my YouTube channel, playing video games isn't necessarily the most productive use of time, I get a lot of backlash for that from young men who say, no, Sam, I'm going to be an esports champion. No, Sam, it's good for my reaction time. No, Sam, it's social, I'm socializing, Sam. People who justify their problems and their vices and they come up with copes like that are kind of destined to fail until they overcome that hurdle, okay? That's number one. And then number two is that once a successful man has determined if something is an issue, they'll figure out the best way to use it to their advantage. Realistically, if something does have us by the balls, if we like smoking cigarettes or playing video games or wanking, it's not a good goal to set to try and eliminate that completely overnight. It's not realistic. But in the meanwhile, what are we to do? How do we turn this into a positive thing? Well, we can actually use these vices that we have as rewards for doing our daily non-negotiables. And this is something that I've been trying recently, and it's proven very successful. Because throughout my day, when I get moments of laziness, I get the lazy part of my brain piping up. I get Mr. Lazy. Oh, Sam, maybe you should sit on the sofa and scroll your Instagram reels. I straight away think of the fact that, oh yeah, if I don't do my daily non-negotiables, I don't get to... Okay, let's say, hypothetically, boys, I really like coming at the end of my day. I really enjoy coming. Don't we all? Don't we all? But what if I said to myself, I'm not allowed to come unless I've done all of my non-negotiables? And I know coming isn't really a vice, let's say, unless you're doing it to something like porn. But it is a really fucking good way to motivate yourself, weaponizing your desires for your success, rather than, at the end of the day, coming even though I don't really deserve it. I've not done what should have been done. But let me give you guys a better example. Let's say you're addicted to video games. What if you just said to yourself, okay, I can play video games, but I am physically not allowed to touch my video games until I have done my daily non-negotiables. And very importantly as well, these non-negotiables, they are not negotiable, okay, but they're also very, very clearly outlined. So for example, today I can tell you right now, my daily non-negotiables is to make 2 videos. That means planning, recording, editing, scheduling them, making the thumbnails for them. That is my daily non-negotiables for the day. If I haven't done that, I'm not allowed to indulge in my vice or my desires, okay? Suddenly, you're far more motivated to do what needs to be done on a daily basis, because otherwise you cannot indulge yourself in what you want at the end of the day. Of course, ideally, we want to eliminate our vices. We don't want to play really any video games, but while we're working on spending less and less time doing these bad habits, if we can weaponize our desire to engage in them for our success, that is a fucking recipe for rocket fuel. How do I begin to reward myself at the end of a hard day of work? Specifically the non-negotiables. And then quite honestly, as you start this, you can just progressively overload what your non-negotiables are, and eventually you're going to be doing so much work before you're even able to touch your video games that at that point you don't even have the desire to play them anymore. Your life has gotten so much more awesome because you're non-negotiably hitting the gym, you're building your business, you're developing actual relationships in the real world. It's actually going to get a lot easier to quit your vice once you start to weaponize it towards building a better life for yourself. And that's why this is so fucking powerful, man. Literally get a whiteboard, get a piece of paper, put this somewhere where you can see it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What are your non-negotiables for each and every one of those days? If they are not ticked off, you are not allowed to engage in your vice. You are not allowed. No matter how badly you want it, no matter how bad. And you'll find that getting your non-negotiables done every day becomes easier and easier because you're motivated. You want them done as quick as possible so that you can engage in your video games. So then what you want to do is continually progressively overload your non-negotiables, add more to your plate, more to your plate, more to your plate, and eventually you've got a hyper-optimized day where you're running at like 80% efficiency and your entire life trajectory has shifted massively. Just a quick one for you today, boys. It'd be amiss if I didn't share that with you. It's something I've been experimenting with recently, and it's proven to be very fucking effective. Boys, if you want to learn how to make money online from the comfort of your bedroom or traveling the world with your laptop, I teach over 500 young men how to do exactly that. And as you can see on the screen here, we're getting excellent results inside of my Academy of Excellence. You could be next. Take care, boys.